Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Buddies on Buddies, the show with two real life buddies talking about buddy action comedy movies. I'm Kenny Lane.
I'm Lucas Hill.
And here's the Buddies on Buddies show
Hey,
yet again coming at you
we're back.
by popular demand.
No one demanded it.
No one watches this shit.
No, but that's not why we do it. We do it because we're buddies.
We're buddies. We love what do we love? We love buddy
We
action
love
comedy.
buddy action comedies. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you, Kenny? How's your life?
My life's been not bad lately. Not bad. I went to Arizona and visited you guys for a week. That was fun.
That's true. We had a Kenny Lane in town.
Mhm.
I moved back to Tempe. Kenny decided to visit the first like 3 days after we moved here. Yeah,
That
we had to
wasn't
go.
that wasn't my fault. You said you were moving in September, then that got moved to October, and then I bought a plane ticket for November, and then you're like, actually, we're moving like the week before you get here. So, I mean, who's to blame, really? I think it's 100% you.
I think normally when you buy plane tickets that you can't refund, you
Mhm.
double check before you like pull the trigger on a purchase.
Fuck that. Once I made my decision for vacation, I took the time off work. I got to fucking, it's hell or high water. I'm coming to fucking Arizona again,
Well, it was a living nightmare, but we made a good time out of it.
man. We got through it. There was a lot of, you know, like, destroyed plates and screaming and fights, crying, hugging. But it was a memorable vacation all in all. And we got to play golf too. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah, it was very much like that scene from um, the Marriage Story. I got up
Oh
and punched a wall.
yeah,
It was really
yeah,
intense.
yeah. We're screaming at each other. I hope you fucking get hit by a bus. I'm sorry. Yeah, good times.
Outside of your little trip to Tempe, which was a lot of fun. We drank too much though.
Did we?
Um, for
Fun
me,
police. Oh, here comes Luke. He lost it.
luckily you went off with another friend for a couple days,
You know,
and you didn't drink much then. I didn't drink much, so it was a nice little break
a
between
little
the.
break there. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is my friend Tara. Yeah, that was nice. Little couple days there with them. That was nice.
So outside of that, you're doing okay. Anything we
Yeah.
need to talk about?
What have you heard? My little arrest that happened. No.
Good. I'm glad you're well. Holiday
How
season's
about you,
upon
Luke?
us.
Anything new besides with the big move? How you adjusting to Arizona life again?
It's fine. It's good. Pros and cons. More pros.
Mhm.
The main thing I look at if someone were to say, "Hey, we packed up all your stuff and we put it back in your apartment in LA. You want to go back?" I'd be like, "No, that sounds like a nightmare. Why would you do that?"
Yeah,
So it's a good change.
yeah,
Ask me in 3 months when I have to find a new career, though. So yeah,
yeah. Why 3 months? You're just gonna get 3 months of just chilling out until then.
I have like a couple months of savings before it goes, and I'm in
All good.
trouble.
Now then
Yeah,
the fucking pressure's on. Like I need to get a fucking
yeah,
job right now. Oh shit.
yeah. I'll deliver pizzas or something. I'll get by. I always do.
There's an OnlyFans shit. You can just like fucking get a fan base going by doing porn at home.
You can only make so much money by showing your asshole to strangers. I've learned.
I know more than anybody. That road. $6 a day just isn't worth it when your dignity goes out the fucking window.
It's a young man's game.
All these new kids are blowing up. No one wants to see my fucking 41-year-old butt crack anymore. Ah,
40,
fucking
42.
yeah, ageism, man.
It's bullshit. My
Ugh.
butthole is just as pretty as it was when I was 17 as it is as I am now.
My butthole has just enough, captivation or what do they call that, charisma. Then anyway, all right, enough about buttholes.
Enough about buttholes. We're not here to talk about buttholes. We're here to talk about movies. Kenny,
Movies, yeah.
what movie are we doing today?
Today we're going to do the 1996 Universal Pictures release, Bulletproof. It's directed by Ernest Dickerson, starring Damon Wayans and Adam Sandler.
And before we get to that, are there any movies you saw that you want to talk about? I know it's been a while, so any
Yeah,
big ones you
been
want
a
to mention?
while. Newish movies I've seen. I saw The Killer, the David Fincher one that went to Netflix, was part of his deal. Did you watch that yet?
I have not. I haven't been able to watch much because of the move. But what did you think?
Well, not that I won't do spoilers and stuff, but
Please
like
don't.
I thought it was just a David Fincher movie, very meticulous, very artistic, very directed, cool to see Michael Fassbender. Hasn't been in a movie in like 4 years. This is his first one since 4 years ago. But I don't know the material though. I don't know what drew them to it. It's based on like an old comic book or something, but like it's about get this, it's about a hitman that has his own like code of ethics and he likes to wax philosophical. And that's about it. And I thought, wow, fucking inspired. How many fucking movies have we seen this shit in? And that's basically it. Like there's not really any other shit in it. So I'm not really sure what was the draw here for these two big talents, but
Just kind of generic for the talent level.
yeah, I don't know. Well, as far as the material goes, I mean, it's very directed. Michael Fassbender is really good, but I don't know what the fucking like. What was like? Oh yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah,
This is
let's
cool.
let's take a year or two out of our lives to work on this. We're at the
Yeah.
top of our game. Yeah, I
When you
haven't
have
seen it, so I can't comment.
well, it's when you have your basic like pick of whatever you want to do. I'm sure they get scripts at them all the time. But like we were talking about last year with the guard, like how cliche that is to have these hitmen that are like talking about all these important things and so yeah, I don't get it. But I also saw the menu from last year. Have you seen the menu?
I have.
I really liked the menu. I thought that was fucking great, especially I think if you've ever worked at like a restaurant or something. I thought it was pretty funny and really original, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool movie. I thought it was dark, fun, funny, entertaining. Yeah, it wasn't like great or groundbreaking, but it didn't have too many flaws, so I enjoyed it very much.
Well, not to like spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the menu yet, but like
It doesn't
I've
matter.
never been shocked that a movie didn't involve cannibalism before. And I was like, wow, can't believe it.
Probably would have been too easy, you know.
Yeah, well, that's exactly where my mind was going. So, but too many Twilight
Yeah.
Zone episodes or Tales from the Crypt and shit. But yeah, no, I really liked where it was going. I kept me guessing. So yeah, I liked it.
Good.
How about you? What'd you
Uh,
see?
the one I want to talk about is, which I've seen before, but rewatching it is Master and Commander, Far
Oh yeah,
Side of the whatever the fuck.
it's a
That
great
movie's
movie.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a as close to a 5-star movie as you can get.
yeah.
Just highly entertaining. I was surprised how much I remembered of it. It's like, oh yeah, they do this and this. So I must
Mhm.
have watched it late one night and just fell asleep and forgot about it because I remembered way more of it than I should have for the initial viewing when it came out. But it's
Yeah, I
dope.
thought it was amazing. I can't believe no sequels. It was supposed to be like the first of a series.
Yeah, I didn't do well commercially, so that didn't happen. And you could tell it was an expensive movie. But Peter
Mhm.
Weir directed it. Like, what a fascinating career he's had. Because if you
Oh
watch
yeah,
that, you would think that, oh, this guy just does historical action adventures. No,
no,
that's
he's
his
all
only
over.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's all over the place.
and Green Card and shit. But he does like also Gallipoli and like a bunch of other shows. He's very Dead Poet Society is one of his. I'm not too wild
Yeah.
about that, but yeah, no, he's had a very like interesting career of like choices of projects he's done. Varied.
Then I only talk about one more. Do you want to hear about The Fall or Dumb Money?
I was both of them real quick. I've seen The Fall. Is that
Oh,
one
you
with
have
the
seen The Fall? Yeah, where they
yeah the
climb
one
up the tower?
oh no The Fall? I think you're just talking about it's called Just Fall. There's The Fall that came out like 15 years ago, and then there's just Fall. So yeah, how's
Yeah,
Fall?
you're right. It's
The
just
two, the
it's
two
just
chicks that
Fall.
the two chicks that climb up the tower. That's the whole movie, is just them on the tower.
Yeah, two young women climb up a tower and they get stuck there and have to fight for survival, where
Yeah,
secrets are revealed. But the secrets revealed are so predictable. It's almost like, I hope this is a red herring. And like, no, that's just what it is. Like, it's fucking stupid.
yeah,
Um, there are fun things in it, and it just kind of drags on and loses interest. But it looks great. Like what they did, I think they shot it in the same way they shoot the Mandalore or whatever, where it's
mm-hmm.
screens. They're just on a set full of screens that are
Green
HD
screens
projected.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks great because there's only a few scenes where you're like, that looks like shit.
mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's great. Not it's entertaining, but a very stupid movie. I watch it with a woman.
Yeah. All right. What about the other one?
Dumb money.
Funny, Dumb Money. Yeah,
Yeah, it's very, very wants to be what's
The
it
Big
called?
Short.
Yeah, The Big Short, and it's just not anywhere close to as good, as intelligent, or as engaging, or insightful, or so you'll watch it, you'll be entertained, and then you'll forget all about it and not care about any of the characters.
Oh,
That's
okay. Sounds like
Dumb
a solid
Money.
solid pick. It's getting
Yeah,
good reviews. Everyone's like funny money or dumb money, crazy. so outrageous, entertaining. No.
It's entertaining enough, but it's not nothing good about it really.
Okay.
And then Paul Dano, who I like, but I'm like, I'm watching Paul Dano this entire time. I never once felt like I was in that character or anything like that. And then his brother's Pete Davidson, who's playing Pete Davidson. Like, I don't buy any of this.
Yeah.
It's all fine, but I don't buy any of this.
Right. Well, all right. That's our picks for the week, I guess, or the month or whatever. But
What we watched.
what we watched here on the BOB corner. All right. So should we go right into Bulletproof, the movie of the week here?
Yeah, go for it. What was
All
the
right.
plot of Bulletproof?
Bulletproof's plot. Okay. Well, there's these two criminals. They're like best friends, and then one of them is revealed to be an undercover cop. That the criminal feels very betrayed by this, and there's a warehouse shootout, and he accidentally shoots the undercover cop in the head. And then later on, he's paired up as a witness for the state, but will only give testimony or something if he's paired up with the guy, his ex friend, he shot in the head, and then their hijinks ensue. Yeah.
Hmm. What did you think about Bulletproof?
What do I think about Bulletproof? Well, it's funny. Like today, when I was going around at work, I was asking people, like, "Are you an Adam Sandler fan?" Can you they're like, "Well, from back in the day." I was like, "Yeah, back in the day." All right. Do you remember Billy Madison? Yeah. Do you remember Happy Gilmore? Yeah. Big Daddy? Yeah. Wedding Singer? Yeah. Waterboy? Yeah. How about Bulletproof? What the fuck is that? I have never even heard of that. And it was right in the middle of his big, gold era or whatever of all the movies he's known for. And no one seems to fucking remember this. I think this is probably his most forgotten movie. As a buddy action comedy, I could say it hasn't really aged too well. But last episode, when we were talking about Last Boy Scout being this is not a good movie, but it's entertaining. Well, I thought that was operating on a really high level. This is not up to that level, but this is how I feel about this movie. I thought it was entertaining, but it's not a good movie.
Yeah, comparing it to The Last Boy Scout is interesting because Last Boy Scout is a different animal. It's a bigger budget, bigger scale, just feels like
Yeah,
a
right,
bigger, better movie, even though
right.
it's not a very good movie. This feels like a kind of like a small little movie that doesn't have as many memorable moments or lines. And let's just
But
get
still
into
a
it.
big Universal Pictures release with two stars from the era. I mean, it wasn't like a indie movie or something.
Yeah, not an indie movie at all, but just didn't capture that same epic feel that the Lethal Weapon movies had, that The Last Boy Scout captured with all its faults.
Right.
If, what's the mentally challenged jokes? There's a lot of them. Even
Well, there's gay, sexist, mentally challenged. There's it runs the gamut. Yeah, of course.
homophobic, but even to the point where I'm fine with that. It was a product of its time. But then when Adam Sandler plays a mentally challenged person, even though it's just a couple lines, it's like, yikes, that did not age well.
I've noticed that looking over his filmography, he has never done an action movie since. I mean, maybe the closest thing he's done is like the Longest Yard or something, the remake. But yeah, I was talking to one of my friends, Trevor, today about it, who I work with, and he was like, "So he's in an action movie? Is he like doing Adam Sandler stuff, like you know, like shooting guys in the face?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing." He's like, "What?"
Those movies he does with Jennifer Anderson, the murder mystery ones, are kind of actiony, but they're more romance. Yeah, although
Yeah,
I remember when this movie came out, we were in its sweet spot as far as how old we were when it came out.
yeah,
And I don't remember liking it then at all. I don't remember anybody liking it. And it's for the same reasons I don't like it today. It's full
yeah.
of balls and butt jokes. Like, how many balls and butt jokes can you make in one movie? A lot. And they went for it every single time.
Oh yeah. All right. So and well, there's one like cliche in movies and TV shows, sitcoms especially, when two characters are talking, and then another character like comes up behind, and he thinks they're talking about sex stuff or something, but then the characters are talking like no one would ever say this shit or talk like that. And like when the scene where Adam Sandler's hanging outside a window at a cabin, And the lodge guy comes out, and then Damon Wayne sticks his gun in his ass. He's like, "Would you
As you
please
do.
get that out of my ass?" He's like, "I want you on the bed now." Like the whole thing, I was like, no one would be talking like that in that situation. It's just for comic, effect. But that did make me laugh, just how stupid and forced the dialogue was there. I laughed at this movie a lot, like kind of at it, but
Yeah. Um, it is well paced in its defense. Like as you
yeah.
said, it's entertaining. It moves at a hell of a clip. You
Mhm.
know. Uh, Small note, but the stunt doubles right as they jump off the plane were so obvious. I've never seen such obvious stunt doubles in my life.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch it, but apparently I know that yeah that can happen for sure.
Homophobia, we covered that. I mean, there's a lot of homophobia in this, like a lot, like even more
Well,
than your average buddy cop movie from the 80s.
Well, it's weird.
Just
There's
full of it.
homophobic jokes, but also Adam Sandler keeps coming on to guys saying like, "I'll suck your dick. I want to make out with you. Be with me." Like, so it's like a weird mix of like him being a raging, I don't know, like closeted guy, but also making gay jokes at the same time. I don't know.
He does bait a lot of guys and then becomes homophobic about it. Like one of
Right.
his last lines, like "This is for making me suck your or asking me to suck your dick or whatever." But you're the one who offered to
He
suck his dick.
offered to suck his dick. Yeah.
And on the same line, like he's just fucking with that hotel clerk for some reason. They get to the hotel and they have this long extended scene where he's like, come back here, Chuck or Charles. And he's like,
Yeah.
just keeps fucking with him and doing all this sex stuff to him and like
Yeah.
telling him how they're gay and he's gay and he wants to fuck him and his wife. And like,
Yeah.
why is he doing this to
Why
this
are you
guy?
doing that? Yeah. Or just being naked and singing to Damon Wayans, like, "I will always love you." And yeah, just like I said, I don't know what the hell this guy's deal is, but but then of course they have him like hitting on women at the bar and stuff. So I don't know. So who knows? But I noticed this movie probably has maybe the highest body count that, I mean, it's probably up there with like Lethal Weapon 2 or something or Tango and Cash, but
26.
26,
26, if I remember IMDb, yeah.
that's a pretty high body count for these types of movies. Usually it's like, maybe it's sometimes it's like one or two or 10, but like getting into like the mid 20s, that's a lot. There's a ton of people get squibbed. And also, this is not like, I would say, Last Boy Scout or Lethal Weapon, where it has like dark kind of edge to this. This is very much like a wacky comedy for people getting blown away like left and right.
Yeah, I think even the director said he was trying to make 48 hours for the 90s, but it
Mhm.
just did not work. It was the tone was all off. It was like hardcore violence and then it's Tommy Boy and it just does not
Right.
work.
Well, Ernest Dickerson, who started, he got his claim to fame was Spike Lee's DP on like Do the Right Thing and Malcolm X. But so we brought him up. He said down the road, I guess he was at something, and they asked him. He said, "There's a movie I did a couple years ago called Bulletproof. I like to just erase that whole experience. I'm proud of a lot of the films I've done. There are some situations that happened that, in retrospect, maybe I could have handled them a little differently if I had been a little smarter about it. But that's all second guessing." So something with this one with him, I'm there's a lot of producers on it. I'm guessing they fucked with it too much, but it's still rated R, so I don't know what like. It's kind of vague, but apparently he's not a big fan of this movie either. Hates it.
Yeah, it was a big studio picture movie. So that they had and two young and up and coming stars that were on their way to A-list comedic actor stardom, almost Eddie
Mhm.
Murphy level. So
Yeah,
maybe there were just too many fingers in the pot. And always Adam Sandler had a lot to do with this because his lackeys are in it, you
yeah, you
know.
could tell. Well, he sent David Wayne's the script too. So
Mhm.
yeah,
So
so I
that's
mean,
what I put it. He wanted to make
right,
this gritty 48 hours, and Adam Sandler wanted to make an Adam Sandler movie.
right. So maybe there was clashing ideas of, but David Wayne's and Adam Sandler seem to get along pretty well in this movie. And like a lot of these movies we watch, I saw that they're doing these like promos for it. They were all laughing in between takes and stuff, and yeah, so they apparently got along pretty well.
James Caan is always great, and he's the big bad. And he even has a quote saying like it was one of the hardest jobs of his life, playing the big bad and concentrating with these two clowns, going off
Yeah.
constantly around him.
Constantly around him. Yeah. James Conn always doesn't have very nice things about a lot of his co-stars. But one guy also too that popped up for a minute that I'm friends with on Facebook have for years is Xander Berkeley, who plays one of the like FBI agents that gets them in the car and they start driving. He's like, "How do I know your first name?" How that kind of thing. Well,
Yeah,
Xander Berkeley, I mean, he has like 250 acting credits on IMDb. Everything from MASH to The Man Mandalorian he's been in. I
Are you,
mean, a ton
is
of
he
shit.
the, are you talking about the stepdad from Terminator 2 or the other guy?
He was the bad guy in Shanghai Noon that we watched not too long back. But like a little while ago, when all that Alec uh, Baldwin shit in Texas or whatever happened, when that person accidentally shot him,
Rust?
yeah, he was talking about he was kind of pushing that all gunshots in movies should be added digitally, because he said, I did a movie a while back where I lost a lot of hearing in my right ear while we were in a car and a gun went off. And this movie, they're in a car and the gun goes off. So I'm wondering if this is the movie that he lost his hearing on.
We'll just have to assume it was.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. And what a movie to fucking lose your fucking hearing over.
I noticed, I'm surprised I haven't like noticed this before so much, but what is the trope of bad guys in action movies surrounding a house and just firing their weapons at it endlessly with the heroes inside? Have you
Yeah, I don't
noticed
know.
that? It never works.
No, there's all get the ground and start crawling, and yeah, but just emptying them. But yeah, it's been a lot of things. But you'd think it'd be more effective. You go in like SEAL team, go inside, start looking around, find Bin Laden, no, just go outside his house and start firing fucking bullets into it. Like, oh, but,
And this one was funny because they send one guy in and then they
mhm,
just start shooting at the house.
yeah.
What was your guys' plan here?
Another really stupid line that made me laugh because it was just so dumb when they're in the plane and starting to crash, and David Wayne just goes, "I can actually taste my balls." Like, what does that mean?
There are so many like low hanging, everything is low hanging fruit. The
Yeah.
edgiest jokes this movie has is the references to marijuana because they were like edgy at the time.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm going to smoke marijuana. My mom smokes marijuana.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're in a cool movie. We're cutting edge here.
We noticed that part, like, we watched Shanghai Noon again, too. It's like this whole just pot smoking scene for no reason, because that was just hilarious and outrageous to have a character smoking pot in a movie back then.
Probably because of Friday, do you think? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
The
But
only joke I laughed at, or I
mhm,
thought was funny, I should say, I don't really laugh at jokes, when he says he knows the captain or whatever, and then Damon Wayne punches the captain, and they get away because
yeah.
Adam Sandler says Ben or Jensen, that's his name. He's one of the bad
Mhm.
guys. Then they're at the strip club and they're drinking beers, and Adam Sandler's like, maybe it was Benson. Yeah, I think it was Benson, not Jensen. That was funny to me.
That was like, I think maybe the one inspired like scene where he's like, no, I'm actually 100% sure it was, Benson, not John, or whatever. Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
was actually pretty good.
I
But
wish the stakes were higher though because none of it mattered
no
because
matter
he
what,
has
yeah,
his girlfriend anyway.
right.
So you're like, oh well, that could have been a better moment if it actually meant anything. And also, his girlfriend's kidnapped, and they go to a strip club and they're drinking beers. Like, oh yeah, by the way, my girlfriend's kidnapped.
Yeah, that was so strange. I was like, what are they doing this? They're hiding out because the cops are after him and the bad guys are after him. But it almost felt like this is a leftover from the 80s where they had to make a stop at a strip club in every fucking 80s cop movie or something just to get some reason to show some naked girls in there and stuff. But yeah, that felt, I was like, why are they just hanging out at a fucking strip club drinking beers right now? Like there's a lot of shit's about to go down.
Is there anything else in your notes regarding this movie? Because I didn't have a lot of notes. I mean, the movie's kind of what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of what it is. It's almost like it's just kind of there. It's like almost I want to say like unapologetic, but there's not really, because it's not really trying to be. It doesn't seem to be like really grounded in any sort of reality, and it's like moves along fine enough. But I mean, it just has it's kind of dated, and the laughs aren't really there. I think that's it. Just seems kind of atypical of Adam Sandler's movies in general. Like he doesn't really play. This isn't the kind of movie he does where people get shot every fucking 5 minutes or something. I did like I kind of liked both of them in the lead. I thought they were okay. I thought that what James Caan was kind of wasted as the villain. I didn't really even like this character seems like just kind of a mashup of a bunch of different ones, but not they couldn't really figure that out or anything. But like it could have been cut on the editing room floor. I do know I saw that the end credits hit exactly the 80-minute mark. So it
Mhm.
just I think they were just looking like, okay, it just has to be 80 minutes, then that's gonna be it.
I thought they did a decent job, even though the action was too choppy and not that good. But set pieces, like with the
Yeah.
airplane, getting shot the tarmac, that whole sequence was strong. I hate warehouse gunfights, so I don't like that. Then they had
Yeah.
the race through the thing. The clerk was the driver. That was well
Mhm.
shot. So the action was okay for what it was, you know.
Yeah, it was okay. It was fine. I thought it was, like there's nothing bad about it. Although if you thought about it for like, especially the warehouse shit, it's like, okay, he escapes on a motorcycle that's parked upstairs somehow. He rides it downstairs inside a warehouse, and then James Caan just pulls up. He's just there, knows exactly where he's gonna be, and it's all that stuff. So that's why I was thinking, if you think about it for a second, it's like, okay, this doesn't make any fucking sense. But yeah, I said it moved along, it was entertaining. I would, I think it's fine. I couldn't really recommend it. Like, oh, you should check out Bulletproof. I mean, because it's kind of there. I don't know.
And his girlfriend being working for James Caan's character was really stupid. It doesn't really hold water either under any type of logical scrutiny.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of this, I don't think it's supposed to be examined too hard. You're just supposed to kind of go with it because, like Adam Sandler, it's like I think Adam Sandler has another one of his movies. Just it's like Happy Gilmore or Wedding Singer or something. But in this action movie context, it does. Yeah, I'm more prone to be like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
What would you rate this on as a movie? You don't
Well,
do
right,
buddy scale. You're just pure movie, right? That's all you
well,
rate
right,
it as.
well, I'll just give them my rating, my star rating. I don't like, want to throw out a bunch of them. But right before I do that, I want to talk about I sent you a trailer. There is a Bulletproof 2
Okay.
that came out like straight to video like a couple years ago with two actors playing the same characters like 25 years later that don't look. It's Faison Love and another guy. What's his name? It's uh, Kirk something or anyway, but yeah, I didn't realize because this movie is so forgotten, no one remembers it. They were still trying to bank off the Bulletproof name, I guess, by making a low direct-to-video sequel.
Yeah, and he comes back to the U.S. I watched the trailer. Interesting. He comes back to the U.S. because of his mom's funeral, and it's so weird that they're playing the same characters because like the guy's tall and white, the black guy's shorter and fatter. And
Yeah.
it's just such an odd choice to like be a pure Bulletproof sequel. No one
Right.
needs that. Like
Well, no one
at
remembers
all.
the original at all. So yeah, like who's waiting? Who was waiting for this? I don't know.
It came out 4 years ago. The white guy I recognize from stuff because he plays comedic small roles in like TV
Yeah.
and shit, but not enough to like carry a movie. And it's so weird that he's playing the Adam Sandler role. Just so fucking weird. And they're still making white and black jokes. It's like you can't
Yeah.
really do it anymore. It's like it's all been done.
It's all been done. Yeah. So I was just really surprised that the Bulletproof name still had enough to them to make even a direct to video sequel on it, but they did. So yeah, has a very low rating on IMDb, like a 3.6 or something.
Yeah, and this one, the original Bulletproof, got absolutely panned by critics and underperformed at the box office. I still think it did well on video, so I think it still made some money. So it kind of broke even at the global box office. So after marketing and everything, I still think I remember this being pretty big at
Well,
the movie rentals.
I think you're right. I think it probably did a lot better on video because Sandler was starting to like his first Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore didn't they did like okay at the box office, but they did really great on home video. So he was starting to get that. But I mean, it did win the weekend, but they released it in September, and September is usually the dumping ground, especially back then for movies that the studio doesn't know what to do with. But it only grossed like 6 million, and it won the weekend, and it made 2 million worldwide. It made 1 million worldwide back then. That's fucking so it didn't have any worldwide appeal, basically.
I think I don't think they track the numbers like they used to. All these movies open big
Right,
internationally. They always have. I just don't think they track
right.
the box office like they do now.
No, you might be right. They started doing that. They started tracking in the '90s when, but I don't know. Like I said, back then they might have not have tracked it that hard. Who knows?
Because I remember when I was a teenager, I went to Mexico City. I was like, "Whoa, they have Godzilla here! They have
Hmm.
all the American movies." But if you go back to the international box office, even back then, a lot of them are just like aren't tracked or barely tracked.
Right. So with Bulletproof, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 just because I thought it was entertaining. I made me laugh a couple times. I was never bored. Uh, Damon Wayans, Adam Sandler is always fun to watch, even when he's being fucking dumb. And but like I said, it's not. I thought it was an entertaining one, but it's not a good movie.
Yeah, I'd give it 2.5 out of 5, both
No.
as a buddy action comedy and as a movie.
Mhm.
It's fine. You know, it's a fun little time capsule. You
Yeah.
know, but I couldn't. 3 is what I could recommend. I couldn't recommend this to anybody outside of the curious.
For me, three is I could if I was like a thumbs up, thumbs down, I could give either thumbs up or down on a 3 star. So that's
See,
kind of where I'm at.
I think three's thumbs up.
Three
I
thumbs
think
up.
three.
I think 3.5 is definitely thumbs up. But I think for me, three is it could go either way.
To me, three is the floor of thumbs up.
To me, three is a up either could go either way. It's like 3.5, you're definitely up. Four, oh man, that's a solid recommendation. 4.5, oh my god, what are you doing to me? Five, just fucking cut my head off. This is fucking great. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so what were you saying? Sorry.
No, you gave up on it. You got to commit. You got to commit, Kenny. What do I always tell you about that?
Drop out, tune in, tune out, drop it, drop out. That's what you're saying.
So I picked this one to piss you off because you said you didn't like Damon Wayans.
No.
So you get to pick our next one. What's it going to be?
Yeah. I was thinking we should maybe go back to South Korea. There's a movie called Midnight Runners that actually came out a couple of years ago, like a newer movie, but it's got good reviews, so it could be a good movie. Maybe shake things up a little bit.
Midnight Runners. Let's look. Hopefully, we can do more of these. Life slows down a lot out here.
Yeah.
It ain't the same as the Hollywood fast pace.
Right.
Gotta get up. Gotta get.
I'm always down for like we could do one. Yeah, I'm down for once a week, but no, not doing it.
Can't do that.
Would be fun to get another one, a Christmas one in for Christmas, but December is also a busy month too. It's hard to get that, but I think maybe Midnight Runners in a week or two. We'll see.
What is there a buddy action Christmas movie?
There is. It's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but we just did a
Shane Black
one. So, yeah.
Didn't we already do
Kiss Kiss? We have not done Kiss Kiss Bang Bang yet.
We have not done that?
No.
Oh, this one we had. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, too. I know that you lost the hero of yours. Kissinger passed away.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm a big.
Well, because I remember, in college, you would always talk about, Nixon's just Kissinger's puppet. He's the one who took care of Cambodia. He deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. Like,